What have you been playing on your Nintendo Switch? I'm always looking out for new, awesome, just cheap games, indie games, whatever games you're playing on the Switch, let me know in the comments right now. I'm always looking out for new stuff too. Here are 10 games I've been playing recently on my Nintendo Switch. You might want to check them out for yourself maybe. This game's called Here Comes Nico. Now there is a bit of a loading time when you fire up the game. Fortunately, you have your little mock Tamagotchi over here to keep you company. I've had so much fun with this thing. While the game's loading. Sometimes it gets to the point where it's like, after it loads and the game's able to play, I'm like, no, I want to go back and do the Tamagotchi thing. Love the visuals, love the color, love the art style. It's a big old playground where you just talk to people and they say, hey, I need help with this. Hey, I need help with that. And you just do things at your own pace. It's just leisurely. It's just fun. This is perfect for flights. Perfect for, I just want to escape for a little bit and play something kind of fun. And again, I just love the character design. I love the art in this game. Here Comes Nico. There's so much to do in this game that just by walking around, just by talking to people, just by moving around, and you'll end up going to other islands and stuff like that too. Again, it's fun to see. I just love games like this. If you're a fan of kart racing games, well, Smurfs Cart got you covered. And really, you can't really go wrong with either the Smurfs or kart racing games. These are just like simplistic fun, have a lot of fun. You can play this game multiplayer if you'd like. I'm just playing this on a single player mode. I'm not great at racing games, but I'm going to do my best anyway, and I still have fun playing games like this. Just like other kart racing games, you can pick up items that you can use against your enemies and everything. Plenty of Smurfs you can choose from depending on who you are or who you want to play as. And naturally, because you're a Smurf and you're like, what, 3 apples tall? What was the phrase? Wherever you're driving is going to be this kind of like this gigantic world, around you. And by the time you're watching this video, this game is available literally right now. In fact, it just launched by the time this video came out. Get an early jump on the competition and grab Smurfs Cart right now. Arcanoid returns in Arcanoid Eternal Battle. Huge fan of Arcanoid growing up, so happy that we have a new version of Arcanoid. This is on the Nintendo Switch. It's on, a lot of the games that you'll see on this list are on other consoles too. I just happen to be playing it on the Nintendo Switch. And it's that old school Arcanoid fun that I just can't get enough of. This one features a ton of other stuff too, not just like the newer version or anything like that, but there's also leaderboards, there's online play. You can go old school and play the original in this kind of mock arcade here. Both the original Arcanoid, the arcade version of Arcanoid on here, as well as the newer ones too, and the online stuff. Definitely worth checking out. Jurassic World Aftermath comes to the Nintendo Switch. Now, this is a game I've played quite a bit, actually, on the Quest 2. Yeah, this game started out as a VR game and then found its way porting over to the Nintendo Switch. Sometimes games work the other direction. Sometimes here's a Switch game and we're going to make a VR patch to put it in VR. Not this one. This one started out as a VR game, but they made it cool enough. I love the cell shading on this one. It's really just a game of hide and seek. Now, once you get into it, you're stuck on the Jurassic Island, but there's still the Velociraptors hanging around and everything, and you got to hide from them. Basically, there's a whole lot of hiding going on in this game. A couple little puzzles and things like that along the way. But if the Velociraptor sees you, you gots to hide. And hiding is usually underneath like tables and stuff like that, or it's inside lockers and stuff like that. Now, if you're pinned or stuck somewhere and you're like, oh, there's no way I can get out of here, you can also activate little things off in the background to kind of distract them, if you will. Although I did have a lot of fun playing this on the Quest 2, it actually plays really decently on the Nintendo Switch as well. So don't think that just because you don't have all the access of a Quest, you can still have a fun time with this game, man. It's a lot of fun and still gives you that kind of jump scare ability where you get caught, you get seen, screen turns red, boy, you got to do something. You can run and hide. I like it when you run and then duck. You can kind of slide underneath these things. Love it. This game just came out. Might be worth checking out. A Winding Path. Boy, just looking at this title screen, you already know it's going to be like a hand-drawn game, right? Well, you'd be right, and nothing wrong with that. I like games that look like this. It's just a fun, story-driven experience. It's a story-driven, interactive experience. The puzzles usually aren't too hard. The things aren't too deep. You just kind of do your thing, man. And again, you take it at your own leisurely pace, no rush, have your fun, take your time. It's a winding path. That's right. This Wayward Strand is another kind of artsy game here where you're just you're fascinated with this airship, but you're like with your mom at like this senior center home or like this retirement home or something, and it's one of those you talk to the people and depending on how you answer the question kind of leads that direction. Charming, charming game on this one, and again, it's another one of those, I love the art style, love how this game's going.
Do you know anything about this airship?
Heard of Shovel Knight? Well, now there's Shovel Knight Dig. This game's been out for a few weeks now. And if you're still not familiar with Shovel Knight Dig, like Shovel Knight was a horizontal platformer, this game's like a vertical platformer going down. Like you're constantly moving in the down direction. Now, it's good news for you, there's that going on, but of course with your shovel, you can also dig through things when you need to dig through things. And every time you play this game, it might be a little bit different. It's one of those, whatever they call that form of style. Roguelike, roguelite, something, something, I don't know. Too many phrases for too many words for too many video games. This game is Shovel Knight, and it's amazing, and it's fun, and you should check it out. The Dark Prophecy on this one, kind sir. Well, if you loved those point-and-click style adventure games, this game is for you. That's what this game's all about, man. You can look around, you talk to people, you point and click your things. Hey, you can end the game early. You want to get a quick ending? You want to beat the game already? Refuse to do the quest. Game over. You're done. The end. There you go. Well, I mean, not that you want to... You already spent the money on this game. You may as well get your money's worth out of it. So you do the things that you would do in a point-and-click style adventure, and it just looks charming on the Nintendo Switch. Check out The Dark Prophecy if you feel like it. I was super happy that White Day came to the Nintendo Switch, and this one has a bunch of added features in it as well, including you can change the costumes. Now, I don't need to talk too much about White Day. I've covered on my channel before. You know, it was a while back though. It is a it's a horror game, jump scary game, Korean style. You're inside the school after hours, and the janitor's trying to get you. And again, this game came out like several years ago, so it's going to look dated by kind of those timeline standards of what games look like. I still think it looks fun. I like games that look like this. But the fact that you can change the costumes and those costumes appear in-game makes it even funnier, even better when you're playing through this game, because you never know what's going to happen. Yeah, put the creepy janitor guy in like the giant costume. It's hilarious. They did finally release Buddy Simulator 1984 on the Switch. This was a game I didn't think would ever come to the Switch. This game was a little viral-y for a lot of like YouTube streamers and stuff like that, Twitch streamers that would play through this game. Because it has a kind of a twisted, it takes its twisted turns, the computer becomes more self-aware, and it's just you're trying to become friends with it, it's trying to become friends with you by playing along and coming up with new games on the fly and stuff like that too. It takes a turn for the creep, and I want you to check this game out on your own terms. I mean, unfortunately, it's much easier on a keyboard because you have to manually touch, punch in the characters, so that might take a little longer than you'd like. But fun to see on here all the same. And while you're in the mood for downloading eShop games, make sure you grab my game as well, Yeah Yeah Beavis 2. And a little secret for you, type in the Konami code at the title screen and you can play as myself. That's right. I put myself in my own game, of course I did. Check out these other videos, I've been doing them for a long time, and there's always new ones coming soon, so hopefully you're subscribed, and we'll see you again next time.